Welcome to Me, Him, and That Other Guy podcast. I'm Daniel, and here with me are Adam and Wolf Brother. The podcast is just three friends talking about a wide range of pop culture topics. Stuff like movies, TV, books, board games, sports, and generally anything else we want to talk about. As the three of us became friends, we realized that often two of us share a specific interest, while the third guy doesn't. One of us always seemed to be the odd man out, that other guy. If you like what we're doing, please give us a follow, like, and subscribe on our various social media. Otherwise, let's jump into this. Hey guys, how's it going?
A good evening to you, sir.
Howdy.
We got to start over. That was pretty poor. I don't know. That was. I mean, you're gonna have some weak ones every once in a while, I guess.
I mean, I can't hit a thousand.
Was that
Well, you
supposed
could
to be
try.
Gru from Despicable Me?
Just listen. I'm just saying a good evening to you, sir. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He did not like being kind of like examined there. He's like, you guys can stop.
Nah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's something I appreciate about you.
That's what it
Really?
appreciates about
That's
me too.
what you appreciate
That's
about
what you
me?
appreciate. Your sister's not there. I said it.
Taking about 20% off there, Squirrely Dan.
Okay, before we get down that rabbit hole, this week we're going to talk about Superman.
Do 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 do.
Up and away.
There we go. Well, the reason is there's a movie out, the first one in the new DC movie universe. I guess are they calling it
DCU or EU?
They're not saying cinematic. I think they're just saying DCU. So is it James
Yeah,
Gunn?
it's
that's doing it?
DCU and it's James Gunn universe.
James Gunn. Yeah. So my wife and I went to see it. And
Was it super?
It was manly. It was super manly. No.
Yeah.
No. Overall, I liked it. It's what I think it's what the universe needs. I think it's what DC needs to go in that direction. I think Snyder got
dark.
pretty dark. And we'll talk about that because this whole show is going to be about Superman. And besides, I think a little bit of. I think you guys are going to want to talk about some other stuff to fit around that, but mainly about Superman. It was very optimistic, very brightly colored, it had some of Gunn's comedic timing, like he did from Guardians of the Galaxy. Not as much, I don't think, but enough that it gave it a different feel. And I think the Superman, the guy playing, is it Corn Sweat? I think he plays a great Superman. Branahan, who was from Miss Maisel, plays a great Lois Lane. I think the entire casting was
I'm
was
excited
spot
to
on.
see her.
Yeah, she nailed Lois Lane. I think overall, I mean, I don't want to take too much right away, but it was a good movie. It wasn't probably my favorite Superman movie, but I think it's what DC needs to do to kind of refresh and reset.
It's not the Superman DCU needs. It's what they deserve.
Exactly.
I don't know about that.
Exactly.
I mean, that is a thing that one of the things I was listening to of which I find is interesting is in this day and age with all our CGI and special effects and everything we can do. If you ask a lot of people, their favorite Superman is still Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
And the first one.
Yeah.
First two.
There's a nostalgia to that and yeah, he leans into the nostalgia in this too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the music. He definitely sampled the Christopher Reeves era music, the Christopher era, some of the special effects in the title page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can feel that it's an homage to the Reeves era. So
but it's just crazy that after all these years, you still can't get one that people put up there with it, and I attribute it to the script writing, to where I don't think there's ever been a Superman where I'm like, he's a horrible Superman. I think that's a horrible script that they're dealing with.
Which I would say that Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman. We're going to get into ranking Superman.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill is my favorite. I think he epitomizes. I think he did a great job. But it was just bad script writing.
Yeah.
It was a bad story. Like if he would have had a chance to shine, it was very dark. You're right.
Yeah.
But But that's not Henry Cavill's fault. That's Snyder's fault.
To where, yeah, it was dark, and it was. I mean, there's the thing that a lot of people point to is the father dying, of him just watching him die.
Yeah.
Dude,
Spoiler.
full spoilers for all Superman movies.
Except the last one.
Yes.
Or the newest one.
Oh, no, that sure. Yeah, well, I can't spoil that. But
Yeah.
Daniel,
I could.
arguably the best dads ever. Kevin
Yes.
Costner and
Schneider from
who played
Smallville.
Jor-El?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, the two Robin Hood dads.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah.
That opening scene for Jor-El, it is fantastic. I will
Yes.
say that. I loved the Krypton scene from Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll just go out and say it now. Smallville's my favorite Superman.
I
Tom
like
Welling, love it.
But my problem with that is I don't really count him as a Superman as much because
He wasn't Superman yet.
he only wore the suit one time, and it was like the last. It was like the
3
last
seconds.
episode. Yeah, and it's
And
that
I'll be
was
honest,
a choice.
it was a good series. They lost me at the end. Like, I followed it,
Yeah,
and then it got to the point where I'm like, I can't watch this anymore.
Like
There's some of
Darkseid
the-
was a planet or something.
Yeah.
oh yeah. They got to a middle, like a middle stage of like Supernatural did the same thing. It was for 15 seasons. Like, you can love that series, but you're like, everybody can admit sometimes those middle seasons are not great. Same thing with
That's
Smallville.
a true CW show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is what you expect of the CW.
You hit a slog.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was going to say that it happens, and I think they did 10 seasons. Was Smallville 10 seasons?
Yeah.
I think. I love Smallville. I did, and it's one of my favorites. It's just I would not rank him very high because of he
You
was
don't
Clark
consider
more
him
than
a
he was Superman.
True.
But that's
But
what they
if
were
I
going
ever
for.
cast a actor to be me in my life, I would
Be
cast
Tom
Tom
Welling.
Welling.
Well, you got him in your in that. Was it Cleveland Browns
Draft day, yeah.
Draft day.
Draft day. The quarterback the Cleveland Browns
Listen,
deserve. And you know what? Chadwick Boseman as
The linebacker.
Devontae Mack from
Yeah.
Ohio State being drafted number 1 overall to my Cleveland Browns. That is the best.
That is a surprisingly good sports movie.
It is. But going off track. But yeah, when I saw Tom Welling in that, you don't see him often, but when you do, you enjoy him when he's in.
Even that, and I'll bring this back around full circle here. There's a scene where they're talking about how the Bo lied about, oh yeah, there's $100. Oh yeah, good one, guys. And he didn't read the playbook, and he's like, well, that's the second oddest answer they ever had. The first one is a kid mailed the $100 back and said, save it for when I win you the Super Bowl. And you know who it was? My man, Tom Welling, did that. And it's like, dude, even in other movies, he's being Superman.
He's Clark Kent. Yeah, he's Superman. Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, I brought it back.
They did. General thoughts about Superman before we go into like our individual rankings in this, our me, him, that other guy rankings. That's our standard.
He
thoughts on the
loses to
character?
Goku.
Is what?
I don't know Goku, so I'm gonna.
I didn't hear what he said.
He
He
loses.
loses
to Goku.
to Goku.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm that guy. I don't know what Goku is. Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z.
Hey.
Yeah. One of my college friends had this really cool poster that was Superman versus Goku as a Super Saiyan. It was pretty cool.
So
Nerds.
So the way that I've always seen it is it's Omni-Man, Superman, Homelander, One Punch Man, and Goku are like the ones where everybody compares like who wins out of that group.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, I don't know Goku or One Punch Man, but I feel like One Punch Man punches people once, and that's
No,
Yeah,
that
that's
is. He's
his
super
shtick.
strong, but I mean, it's pretty simple. One Punch Man, that's it. The only thing, which is probably what makes him the best out of them, is that Superman, I think, is the only one with a weakness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because if you think about it, none of them have a weakness. Well, Superman has kryptonite, which is why he would
Hmm.
lose in fights. But you want that in a character.
You need it.
You
You
want
need it for that much
flaws.
power. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Homelander has a weakness, but that's just for a certain type of drink that he has to
yeah.
get every once in a while. So
But also, Superman's vulnerable to magic.
yes,
So
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
there's other. Now, I want. Do you classify that as a weakness?
If
he's
it does extra
susceptible to it.
damage.
So
Yeah,
yeah, to where if he fought Shazam, it's a equal fight because Shazam uses magic.
True.
or that's one of the best animated fights though, where he like covers the kid's mouth and because he keeps
Yeah.
doing Shazam, 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 and eventually Superman just covers his mouth like stop. So my opinion, Superman, it's interesting because he's the ultimate good guy. He's lawful good. He's the Boy Scout. He's whatever. But yeah, it's the concept of how do you write him well because he is so powerful and can do so much, and you know you have to find some way to make him interesting, and that's the weakness.
Yeah.
That's the that's the darkness that Snyder tried to pull off. Where this time in this movie, they do a good job of making him more human, which I thought was really interesting. It's more about his humanity than his superhuman supermanness. It's more about how he lives in the world of humans and how he feels about humans and things like that. Which I think Gunn's actually a really good writer on that stuff. You know, he so many times he gets like more about his comedy and his music, but he can write characters, I think, pretty well.
No, well, if you're going off that, some of the best Superman are where you see the human side,
Mm-hmm.
to where, like, going back to Christopher Reeves, you see that a lot of clumsy Clark and dealing with all that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really go towards that in the other movies of this is the human side of him. It's more of the Superman side of him.
Reeves did one of the best Clark Kents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best. I think.
Ralph did a good job because he copied Reeves, and I think in Superman Returns,
Yeah,
he
that's
did
Brandon
a good
Ruth.
job.
Oh, Ralph.
Ralph.
I think it's
Brandon
Ralph,
Routh.
Brendan
No,
Ralph.
no, he did a good job, and yeah, like I said, that falls in the bucket of if that was a better script,
Yeah, I
that
think he
probably
could
could
have
have
done a good
taken
job.
off.
I think
Yeah.
he could have done a good job. So, okay, Wolf Brother, your thoughts about Superman just in general?
Who was my favorite superhero? I'm sticking to straight to DC. I mean, I grew up watching the animated series. I watched Batman the animated series. I
Mm-hmm.
watched Justice League, and so all that stuff really tied together. And that was my childhood, right? Those
Yeah,
were the things I watched. And then I remember I watched Smallville with my dad
well, that's
growing
cool.
up, and some of my favorite episodes of the Smallville were the the ones where Oliver Queen would show up, or Cyborg, or Aquaman.
The other parts of the universe showing up. Yeah, they did a good job with that.
I can't remember her name, but she from Smallville is the best Lois Lane actress.
Erica Durant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
So I like Superman. The parts I like about Superman is when he, we were saying, is when he shows his humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the best things that I can think of, I think it was Justice League Unlimited,
Yep.
the final episode when he's facing Darkseid,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just,
You could take
I
it.
have to walk around this world like everything's made of cardboard, and I always have to restrain myself to make sure I don't hug someone too hard or whatever. And that actually was touched upon in an earlier episode, you know,
Yeah,
being overpowered, but I digress. He finally gets to let loose on Darkseid because you're right. You can take it,
you can
can't
take
you?
it, big boy. Yeah.
And just goes to show you at the same time of him demonstrating his strength and his powers,
Mm-hmm.
he simultaneously shows who he is as a pure person
Right.
to being so humble and not to the point where it's sickening.
The things I liked about this, I saw an interview where they were talking about going back to the costume with the trunks on the outside, and they tried and tried and tried, and they're just like, we can't do it without making it look silly, because Cavill's suit is one of the best suits, and they went without the trunks.
I didn't like it. Didn't like it.
That's but it's still a good looking suit. But but they
It's a
went
good
back
looking
to
man.
it's a good,
It's
He
the man
could
in
be
the
a
suit that's
nothing,
doing it.
and it's a good looking man. He could be wearing nothing. You still like it.
But they Corin Sweat was talking about. He said that at some point he looked at Gunn and he said maybe that's the point, that it looks silly. He goes, the way I look at Superman is he's this ultimate powered, can do anything, but he chooses to look a little silly so that he's approachable. And I was like, that's a brilliant way to look at that. Where look, I wear the trunks on the outside. I look a little silly. I'm still pulling it off, obviously, but I can be a little silly and make those kids be more approachable with that kid. Be like, hey, he can do anything, but he's wearing his underwear on the outside. So really cool idea. Really cool idea.
I saw that interview. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, the casting is great in this movie. You get Hawkwoman, which you've seen in a lot of different media, a lot of different shows. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion playing the least liked Green Lantern there is, nails it because it's Nathan Fillion. He's one of my all-time favorites. And then you have Mr. Terrific, which is an underrated comic book character.
Oh, I love Mr. Terrific.
And I think he's getting his due justice, and I think he's going to end up with his own show this time because what he shows he could do. He has Mr. Terrific has his Yondu moment in the show, is what they can compare it to. Is he has his ability to show off how badass he really is. You have Cat Grant. You have I can't remember what the annoying alpha male other reporter is.
Perry White.
Talking about? No.
Perry White's the chief.
The one that always bullies Clark.
Yeah. He's in it. Monahan does an amazing Lois Lane. The kid from, I've seen him in the other stuff. I can't think of what I know him from, but he does the reporter, Jimmy Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
Has kind of an interesting twist on it, but just across the board, Ma and Pa Kent are a different style, Ma and Pa Kent, but they still really work well. I mean, he made some choices in it, and there's some cameos for like Jor-El and the mother and the father from Krypton. There's some cameos there, but across the board, I highly suggest it. It's not my favorite movie, but it's up there in the list. So
I heard, I don't know if this is a spoiler, the robot voices.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious. I won't say who it was, but like those are pretty cool. I did look up the casting for it, and so when I saw who was doing some of the voices for the
Superman
this is not and it's not a spoiler because you see him in the trailers in the Fortress of Solitude. I picked up
the one, but I didn't know until I saw and report who the other one was. I didn't know that other one, but that's pretty cool. And I'm talking about all this, but Crypto is a big part of this movie, and it's based on Gunn's rescue dog that was just the worst dog ever for behavior, and so they just motion captured it, and it looks like that, and it's turned into a good dog. But Crypto is a fun part of it as well, and Lex Luthor, what's his name, Nicholas Hoult, great actor, and
fantastic actor.
He just nailed Lex Luthor, because you got to be a good actor to be hated. Like was it Jeffrey from Game of Thrones, and all of these characters that you love to hate. Man, you got to be a good actor to pull it off. Joffrey, and then you have all of the other bad guys from Game of Thrones. But to be a truly hated character, you got to act well. And Nicholas Hoult nails Lex Luthor.
I read an article that Nicholas Hoult tried out for Superman Clark Kent.
He did.
And James Gunn was just like, it's not the Superman I want, but you're in the film. You need to be here. Yeah. So that was cool. I like Nicholas Hoult. I think he did a really good job as Hank McCoy. I'm excited to see him as Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor to me is an excellent villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a super villain,
Yeah.
right?
No, he's not.
He's
And
just
I was going to
go
say
ahead.
it's
Go ahead.
interesting how he transitions at least through the movies, because I was thinking about this of how that very first movie, he's not the LexCorp owner. He's a criminal mastermind, and everybody knows he is, and that's why he's in hiding. And um, to where I think Superman Returns, Kevin Spacey continued that character of more of that mob boss. You don't get the LexCorp until animated series, and then Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't talk about Lex in the
I
Snyder universe.
I don't blame you. That was not a good version of Lex.
You don't like Facebook Lex Luthor?
It didn't sit well with me, but then the writing for it was even worse than
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
casting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Henry. I mean, you have such studs
Oh yeah.
as, and when I say stud, I mean like
Hot
real
men.
big name. Not no. I'm not talking about like
Well, they
in
are.
terms of looks, but like, I mean, you have Henry Cavill, and you have um Ben Affleck,
Who
and
I
then
think did a
Jesse
good Batman.
Eisenberg is your
Is
Lex
your
Luthor.
Lex?
Like, did you waste so much money on the other guys that you
Yeah.
couldn't? I try to appreciate for what it was, but it didn't. It ruined the Lex for me in that series. I really like Michael Rosenbaum
Yeah.
Oh
from
yes.
Smallville.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
my textbook Lex Luthor. I also love the friendship between the two,
Mm-hmm. That was an
which makes
interesting.
me really happy. Um, but like Gene Hackman's like it's just a criminal mastermind, really smart. Not writing, but maybe that's how writing was back then.
It was a
Where the
little
hell
more, a
do
little
you?
bit. Yeah, it was a little more comedic. Yeah.
Well,
But
not
they
comedic, but like you just happen to know that kryptonite
well
came.
no,
Like
I think
if
what they did was, and that's a smart point, is the smart writing that they did. He researched it to where in that first movie he's looking into it and he's researching it, and then he finds the kryptonite.
Yeah.
But how
So
does he know that it just happens to be his weakness? That's the part I don't. He's just making assumptions at that point in time. It's one thing to be like, oh, well, we can find other things from his world. That's brilliant.
mhm.
The fact that he automatically knows it's a weakness for him.
I guess that's stuff I let slide with the fact that he, like I said, looked into it and wasn't just like, hey, I heard this is rock is your weakness. It's like, wait a second, I'm going to follow this path. I'm going to follow this path. And then that criminal mastermind side of like this rock that no one's heard anything about. Um, but
It's got to be from Krypton,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that part I get. I love it.
yeah.
But no, I appreciate overall. I appreciate Lex Luthor as just a villain in general because one, he is just a man, and two, he's going up against a Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
That's the whole
you
point.
gotta
Is yeah.
smart, you gotta be ruthless,
Mm-hmm.
cunning, you gotta be a dick,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta have the biggest balls ever.
Um, I think that's the whole point of why Lex Luthor versus Superman is one of the best pairings. It's the juxtaposition against a normal man versus a Superman. It's
Hmm.
yeah, it's it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a fight, but he makes it a fight, and I think that's what makes it so interesting. Because if you have a superpowered versus a superpowered, it just turns into Doomsday versus Superman, and you destroy a whole city and all that. And it's like that you can only do so much with that, but you can dig into you can take a bite out of the story of a regular man using all of his resources
Hmm.
and all of his hatred to drive him to do things. So
I heard a review of the new movie, which I think was a good point to where they're like, he doesn't have a problem with Guy Gardner. He doesn't have a problem with any superheroes that are human.
He does a little bit, but not the same.
Not to that point to where like
Yeah,
if
it's a big
Superman
difference.
was a human that got the powers, they're like, no, Lex Luthor is like, well, no, he's a human. He's representing our race, whatever.
He
His
would still want
problem,
to control him.
he still want to control him, but his problem
Yeah.
is that he's an alien that came to the planet,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's where he's like, he looks down on me and that type of stuff. To where
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's an interesting point. Where yeah, he has issues with other, but it's his main problem is that he's an alien,
Alien. Yeah.
and so
The other things that are going to go on with this before we jump into the
Oh, I guess I have to wait to see because there's
okay.
different ways you can go with how Hawkgirl is. Because some things
Yeah.
people have.
yeah,
I guess
no,
the
it's
storyline you do is with
from what
Hawkgirl.
You're
from
right,
the
you're
review
right.
I heard, the movie doesn't go into her
No.
being from another
And,
planet.
and Lex does have
And
that conversation about my real problem is that he's an alien. He's like he doesn't love the other ones, but he doesn't hate them to the degree that he hates Superman. But the fact that they're going to be doing the lanterns, I'm pretty excited about that on HBO Max, I think, or
Yeah.
HBO whatever it is now. I think it's Max or it's HBO Max. I can't remember which they turned it to, but that's going to be the guy from the dad or the coach from Friday Night Lights. I think is going to be Hal Jordan.
he's Hal Jordan,
Yeah, which I think
but they
is gonna be
haven't
interesting.
cast John Stewart yet.
They
Yes, they have.
haven't?
Yes,
I
they
thought
have.
they did.
Yeah,
Who's
I
John
can't think of,
Stewart?
I can't think of what his name is, but you recognize his face. You Google it, you'll see it. And yeah, he's
Can I
he's
Google it
cast.
right now while you guys
Do it,
talk?
do it,
Well,
do
vamp.
it. And
Do it.
Guy
Do it.
Gardner's going to be on there. Nathan Fillion said he's already filmed his
Yeah.
parts on Lantern, so that's a great show. I think they've got so much they can do now with these streaming shows. Instead of doing all the movies, they can do a lot of streaming shows better than Disney did because Disney fight everything.
Well, that's always been the interesting juxtaposition between Marvel and DC.
Mhm.
Marvel had amazing movies, but just subpar TVs series.
Yeah,
To where DC, you didn't like their movies, but I'll watch
their animation,
their animation,
Smallville.
Titans.
Yeah,
You know,
Wait, what about it?
DC is good at TV shows and animation, while Marvel is just good at movies.
mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
I mean, you'll have the offshoots to where Daredevil
Yeah.
was a good series.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But all the other ones to where I watched Ironheart recently, and Ironheart was okay.
My sister
I haven't
loved
done that
it.
one yet.
But that's just the difference between Marvel and DC, which is weird, is they can hit certain things, but they can't hit movies. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
weird
it
how
is weird. It is weird. It's weird. So we've obviously got a lot of superhero stuff we can go into, which I think will be at least one more episode. We'll do another episode on superheroes. But yeah, we all have our opinions on that. But I'd love to go into that. But we're going to stick with Superman now, and I think we can jump into our rankings. Do one of you guys want to go first with your me, him, that other guy? You want me to go first? What do you guys want to do?
Let's all do our me's, all do our hims, and then all do our other guys.
Oh, shaking it up. Okay, you first.
interesting.
Shake, shake, shake.
What's your me,
Shake,
brother?
shake, shake.
Shake
Oh,
your booty.
Tom Welling, hands down.
All right, okay, so we can discuss each of these because we have some time.
Yeah,
Tom Welling, love him. I think he's great, but like
love
I said,
it.
I know he's not a Superman for you, but
to me, he's not. But I love the show. I think he filled a lot of the story in that a lot of people didn't know. Like they covered areas that didn't, and it also kept Superman going for a generation that was in between the Christopher Reeves.
Mhm.
So Smallville did its part to lay the way for Arrowverse, lay the way for Marvel, and you know, there's a lot of Smallville fans out there. So, Adam, thoughts on Henry before, or thoughts on Tom Welling before you jump into yours?
Tom Welling. I mean, I love Smallville. I watched it all the time when, like I said, it just got to that point
Mhm.
where I couldn't watch it anymore. But when he came back on, was it Adventures of Lois and Super? What is that?
He came back on the latest Superman and Small Girl, Supergirl. Like there was like a cameo. Where
Yeah,
there's like
yeah.
all the different
Because
worlds coming together.
It
when they,
was the Arrowverse. He came back
yes,
with Lois Lane, and he was in like a 5-minute clip.
But it was great.
but it's still great. Still great.
Yeah.
I could watch. You tell me he's coming back, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
He was amazing for his role.
Mhm.
Like I said, not Superman, but for that role of Clark Kent, he was amazing. And like I said, he
I
filled
guess
that
I'm that
void.
other guy. You
No,
guys
no,
don't see him as Superman.
No, I
I
That's
mean
think,
okay.
but that's the only reason. Other than that, I think he's great.
he's in the
Like,
category.
he's the best Red Blue Blair.
Yes, you are
Eh.
correct. And the like the black era, I don't know what the black era would have been, but the black jacket, I don't know what that era was
Oh
called.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just
Was
the
that
blur, maybe.
Superboy?
I think it
Just
was
the
just the
blur.
blur, and then he
It was
became
Oh.
just the
red
blur.
blue. He got a red jacket after that. But the jacket was cool though. Jackets were really cool. Okay, Atom Bomb. First, me.
By me, I'm always going to go back to, and like you said, it's the nostalgia. I'm always going to go back to Christopher Reeves.
Great
I
choice.
mean, it's everyone. There's amazing actors, but he played the human side,
Hmm.
um, and not to say he was perfect, but I mean, like I say, he played the human side of he. Listen, he uses X-ray vision to check out Lois Lane's panties.
He's just
Ooh,
doing what he was told.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then when he got his powers back, he went back to that diner and he showed that punk
it showed that bully. Yeah. I
what's
love
what.
that was one of my choices, but I'm willing to give away my choice for that because he is amazing. He's of a generation, is the Superman. I think Christopher Reeves. There's one scene where he's wanting to tell Lois who he
Mm-hmm.
is, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
best representation of his acting between the two. Because he changes physically from Clark
Yes.
to Superman and back to Clark, like the hunch,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
he's
think
like
that's
he's
Superman 3.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
But he even does it in Superman 1
He does in Superman
briefly.
1 too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah.
He's because after the after the Superman interview,
Interview. Yeah.
Hmm.
Clark comes in and she's getting ready for their date, and he's
He takes
standing
off the
there.
glasses, he stands up, and he's
Yeah.
all
Hmm.
ready to do it. And
And
then he
then
puts the glasses back on.
yeah, yeah. So I absolutely do love that. So anything else you want to say, Wolf Brother, on Christopher Reeves?
I think in forms of Clark Kent, Christopher Reeves is my number one.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but I don't see him as the number
The
one
best.
Superman, and it's probably just
It's probably
it wasn't my Superman.
right, right. And
Well,
there's going to be a part of that. Yeah.
well, you're a young
Um,
man.
I'm
I
going
was
to
in
yeah,
'76.
yeah.
Right, that was
I think it was
70s or 80s.
83. I think it was 83.
Listen, we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's not important. That's important. I'm going to jump into mine. My me is Henry Cavill. I think as Superman and even as Clark, I think he was the most realistic in being realistic to realism in the concept of his Clark was not overly goofy. It was just a regular man. And then I think Man of Steel is a great movie. It could have been better if it wasn't so dark. And then Batman versus Superman or whatever it was took it down a too dark path. He was the victim of very bad writing, but I think Henry Cavill is still one of the best actors to play Superman.
I I love him as an actor. I just don't love him as Superman, just because you don't have the brightness that represents Superman. Um, one of the things is Batman vs Superman is his whole issue is why I need to stop Batman from being so violent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
through
Don't you have other
violence.
things to worry about?
True.
It's just he was
Well,
good, and
not
like I said, I
Lex
like the
Luthor.
grit.
Definitely not Lex
Not
Luthor in
not
that.
Lex Luthor, but it's I do agree. I love the realism and grittiness of the Zack Snyder, but you have to wait till like the end of like Justice League to be like, oh, there's my happy bright
There's
Superman.
Yeah. With bad CGI on his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I like about him is like the comments like, "Oh, how'd you get the house back?" "Well, I bought the bank."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Clark's like, "What?" And
Yeah.
those little things, like
Yeah.
he destroys the drone, right? Stop trying to figure out where
Yeah. And he just stands up and
hang my
breaks
cape. Yeah,
yeah. Well, one of my favorite scenes is him going in and talking to the priest or the minister about
yeah.
so well done. Could have been better. Just be brighter.
So
That's all I want
I
is to be bright.
think the point of the story of that series was it was supposed to be a dark series. Like if you think about the Snyder vision and where it was going,
Mhm.
Yes.
it probably would have made sense in the end. And now that I think about it, like if you make Lex Luthor in this version of the story like he's supposed to be, then when Batman versus Superman comes out, we just saw this except it was Lex Luthor versus a man versus
Yeah.
Superman. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why they downplayed the Lex Luthor
Maybe.
in so much. I don't know. I like Henry Cavill. I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
I think
Anything
he
he
was
does,
a
I'll
good
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I think he
Um
was a great Superman. Just not my favorite.
Sure. So we're gonna snake draft this, so I'll go next for
Yeah.
my hymn. For my hymn is Tim Daly from
You
the
son of a
animated
bitch.
series. I, I s- I was not the same age as Wolf Brother, but I watched that stuff
Oh,
so close, and then the animated series, and then into Justice League,
the
and
animated series is amazing.
yes, that era. But I'm gonna just say because I don't think Tim Daly did all of them from Justice League, so I'm just gonna say all of the animated Superman.
Fuck.
But
Oh,
you,
there's your explicit rating.
you son of a no. That's I mean
The
I
other
think you
one
stole it.
was
I think you stole it from both of us.
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
The other voice and they do such a good job. They don't is George Newbern.
but
okay,
Tim
So
Daly I
Tim
think
Daly
is
and
the
George
majority of
so
them.
I'll take Tim
yeah.
Daly. That's fine. I'll take Tim Daly.
No,
You can
no,
take George Cooper.
they're one. I
Yeah,
agree. They're one. They got to be one because
yeah.
Yeah.
they do such a
So
good job.
who's your him now, Mr. Adam Bomb?
You son of a fuck. I just want to go real quick. That animated series, the writing for that was amazing. I just always shout out the one episode with Mixoplex to
Mm-hmm.
where it's just a constant stream of he shows up and Superman like immediately tricks him to go back to the fifth dimension
Mm-hmm.
to where like that he keeps popping back, like he pops out, I'm gonna get him, and he pops right back in because he's just like, hey, yeah, can you check out these typos for me? And he goes, oh, this oh, that's my name backwards, damn it.
Yep.
to
Yep. I
to
love it.
where oh, that was great. My hymn.
Wait. I want give me a second to preach on the animated series because that was me. Like I and this before streaming, I worked so hard to get copies
Oh
of the
yeah.
animated series, and I still have the video files on my old
Hmm.
computer. I know I can stream them and find them easily now, but like back
That's not the
then, that's
point.
not how it was, right? Like,
Right.
and so I, man, when I got those, so where I didn't have to watch them and wait for them to come on the TV, that was awesome. And you're right, the writing is just so good all the way through, and the anime one of my favorite, and it's not from Justice League, but it's when they did the animated crossover with Batman and Superman, and they become friends,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? I Bruce Wayne is dating Lois Lane, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh man, that. I mean, that was like a 2-part episode too. That was one of my favorite.
Yeah,
episodes of all time from the animated series.
you all saw the episode where Superman was Batman, the cover for
Yeah.
That's what I
Batman.
was going to say. In the comics, it's been widely. It's almost canon that Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent look a lot alike, enough that they pulled that multiple times.
Both
Man,
ways, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I might go back and just watch the animated series again.
Well, go see
Go-
go see the new movie too. It is worth it.
By him, there are a couple renditions, and my him is one we haven't really talked about, and watched him like another bridge between Christopher Reeves and would probably be Dean Cain in Adventures of Lois and Superman.
Yeah.
You just took my. Other
I know.
I used to watch that one with my dad too.
Oh, I
Dean
loved
Cain is
watching that.
fantastic.
And then I think it got canceled.
Yeah, at some point it did.
Yeah, at some point.
Did you know he reprised his role? Or sorry, he didn't reprise his role. He got to play a role in Supergirl.
I believe so.
He was
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah. Well,
Her-
he did it in Smallville too. He was a doctor or a professor in Smallville.
Well, they had
He was in
they had
Smallville?
Christopher Reeves in Smallville.
yeah, they
yes,
pulled
they did. I
everybody.
do remember
they pulled,
that one.
They pulled everybody from that.
They had
into it.
Margot Kidder.
They had the original. They had the original woman that played Lois Lane at some point.
Mhm.
She
Margot
was like
Kidder.
That's my
no, like back in the
Oh, the
old,
original with George
Yeah.
Reeves.
yeah.
Um,
So
But
anybody
yeah,
they
no.
did, they pulled that in, which is one of the things I loved about Smallville is they respected the canon and
yes,
that was one of the great things.
but
Dang.
no, yeah, it's just to make it difficult for
I'm gonna hold my comments on this one, and I'll let you go
because that's your other guy.
that's my other guy.
I'm going to admit that's the nostalgia factor of it, to where
Sure.
it was in a time where we didn't get Superman, and it was
You didn't have
before we
anything else.
got comic book stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is amazing. We're getting Superman.
And it was Terry Hatcher as
Yeah.
So I can't blame you there. Terry
So
Hatcher.
we're going to have to give Wolf Brothers some time.
If you want to go right into if that's your other guy, then
That's
say
why
it.
that other guy is there is some nostalgia there for me, but I think if I look back at it now, I think that was one of the weaker ones
Mm-hmm.
compared to the other ones. I think others have been stronger, but that's not what they may not have been going for that because it was the 90s. They were just trying to use the name and stuff, and I think they did
Yes.
okay. But as it was, I think as a Superman, he was just. So that's why that other guy. Do you have that other guy, Adam? While Wolf Brother scrambles to.
That other guy. This is hard because in the end, I say this as he's my lowest ranked Superman. Not that he was bad. And like I said before, he was hampered by a script, but it would have to be Brandon Routh.
Oh, we
That's-
forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my other guy. So
I keep stealing the Wolf Brothers.
that's okay.
It's
I'm gonna
just
duplicate up on that though.
it's he should have been the next big Superman.
Because he did okay.
He did okay, but it's when you write a script, hey, this is based off of the 70s or 80s Superman. He's
Mhm.
back, and
Well, it was supposed to be a Superman 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically just kept picking it up.
yeah, like he left after Superman 4 to go check out Krypton and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
And spoilers, had a child with Lois Lane.
That was the weakest Lois Lane, by the way.
I
Yeah,
don't even remember who the actress
it was, oh my lord, Rachel McAdams?
No, Amy Adams was
No, Rachel.
Kate
I would have
Upton.
loved Rachel
Not
McAdams.
Kate Upton. It's not Kate Upton. It was the weakest though.
It was the.
And he had Cyclops as the other love interest who could fly a plane.
Yeah. And
Kate
I
Bosworth.
Kate
That's
Bosworth.
what I knew it was started.
She was the name at the time. That's why she.
Yeah,
got
yeah.
picked. She was not great.
It was just. I did like. This is going to be weird, but I did like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor in that movie.
He was a good Lex Luthor. I thought
He
he
was
was
a good
very
Lex Luthor.
because he followed the Gene Hackman model.
Yes, which
Yeah.
is a great model to follow.
Yep. Yep.
And I just think Brandon Routh, I don't think they gave him enough to make him stand out as Superman.
No, you're right.
And
You're right. The
but
bullet
then,
to the eye is his best moment.
correct, and that's CGI.
That's CGI, but that's what stands out for him.
Is it Man of Steel or that one where he's hovering over the planet listening?
That one.
To where you
That
have
one's
that,
all about him being removed and coming back. And,
to where, like, let's just say you created a board game off of superheroes,
and that one came up.
and you had a card that called Vantage Point,
which is yes.
to where that represents that.
Yeah. And Batman also being upside. I was going to say something else about that one.
About Superman Returns.
Oh no, I was going to say another thing about another great Lex Luthor. It was the guy that played Lex Luthor in the animated series and in Justice League. It was
That would
Michael
be
Bond. Oh no.
No, that would be Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
Clancy.
Clancy Brown. That's what I was
right.
going to say.
Sorry.
Mr. Krabs.
Yep. Also the Kurgan, but
And also the Kurgan.
yeah.
Michael Rosenbaum played Wally West in the
Yes.
He was the voice of Wally West.
Such a good one.
Dude, he does so many voices.
Yeah.
He's an excellent voice actor.
He is.
His podcast is fun too.
It is. Okay.
Especially when he
Well,
got Tom Welling on it.
So I did my other guy. Yeah. And so my him, I'm going to go and do, and this is cheap because I didn't watch the series, but I've seen enough of Tyler Hoechlin.
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 It actually wasn't
Superman
bad.
via through the CW. But then I've also, because you scroll as you do, and me being who I am, I get to see clips from that TV series as it comes across.
It actually is pretty good.
He does a really good job. I like
The only
him as
problem
a
with
Superman.
him is that I'm like, Superman shaves, and that Superman is 5 o'clock shadow Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his whenever he's in Superman mode, he's a 5 o'clock shadow because that's what that guy's look is his 5 o'clock shadow. So
Maybe his heat vision isn't working.
I don't know. Which is
Remember
one of the
when
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain
They did that with Dean Cain. Yeah.
saves with his
Yeah.
Even the animated series, he does it with
in the animated series does it too.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll take Tyler. I haven't seen the new
give that
one,
a
so I
chance.
can't
I actually
tell
want to
you.
go back and finish that one because I think it's really good.
I mean, I've heard it's good. From what I hear, he plays a good Superman. I just haven't watched it. And like Wolf Brother said, scrolling, you see those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And
But you're seeing the best of the best in those scenes usually.
But from what I hear, he's a good
that
Superman.
Lois is the wife from Grimm too. If you guys ever watched Grimm,
Yep.
Yeah. So, So I think we're ready to close this thing down. But I think this is a good conversation, guys. Yeah.
Well, he has that other guy.
Well, he did that. He did his
I
other.
doubled up on your other guy.
No problem.
If you want me to choose another,
no.
guy,
Doubling up is perfectly fine because we're running out of Superman, and
yeah.
Like
tough.
I said, it's hard to pick a bad Superman.
It is. Yeah, and I don't think any of them are bad. It's just whichever one you didn't click with the most.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're ready to call it for this show. Adam, do you want to walk us out and close out the lights?
I am ready to fly out of this place.
for truth, justice, and the American way.
You know it. Well, let's just say I want to thank everybody, and we appreciate you for downloading this podcast and listening to us go on and on about Superman. We hope that you enjoyed it just as much as we enjoyed doing it. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, and please check us out on various social media under me, him, and that other guy. And remember, if you can't figure out who that other guy is in your friend circle, it's probably you.